One of the most important choices I ever made in my life was to start reading books. When I was in college, I was building little companies on the side, and I was like, oh, I need to learn more. I want to know more. I want to explore my personality. I want to gain more thoughts into my mind. And I had this group of people that I was building and working with, and they had all recommended reading. They had all talked about reading, and they were also building a company. And I was like, I'm building a company, but these guys are reading, so they know more than I do. And the first book that was ever recommended to me was Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. So that was the first book that I ever bought that I really got into reading with, and I was probably 19 years old. I had never really read before this. I'd had fun with it before because I was in advanced English classes and AP literature, and I forget the other courses that were in high school, and they made us read for summer reading and such. And that was the only reading that I really ever did, or when it was forced by my mom, where I had to read so many books over the course of summertime, and only once I had an hour or two of reading in could I go out and play. So I was never a big reader. It was always forced on me as a kid. And that was probably the reason why I never just enjoyed it. I was never reading books that I enjoyed. It was always books that were forced upon me. And Think and Grow Rich was the first time that I had read a book that was going to spark my interest that I had chosen to read. And it really sparked everything from there. From there, I have read somewhere between 30 and 50 books per year ever since I was 19 years old. Now, that's been about 10 years. I am 29 years old as of today. And it had to be one of the best choices that I ever made was to start reading. I have learned so much from books. I've gained so much perspective from books. It's completely changed my mentality. It's completely changed my thought processes. And I can go back and read the same books at a new time after I've experienced something new in my life, and I will gain new information or be able to use the old information in a different way because I haven't recollected on a book that I read 5 years ago, 3 years ago, a year ago. And where I'm at today is a different spot than where I was at when I read it. So maybe I'm going to get a different message. Instead of focusing on building discipline, I'm going to focus on the next step in the process. And it's been probably the best choice that I ever made. And there is a saying that a smart man learns from his mistakes, a genius learns from others, and a fool learns from neither. And I just think it would be brilliant to read. If I could read all day long, I would probably do. I don't have the discipline for it. I would probably get bored and I would probably want to go do something else with my day. But if I had the discipline to sit down and read for 16 hours per day, and if it somehow immediately translated into something where I could pay for my bills and pay for my life, that would be something that I would do all day. If I could read for a job, I would absolutely 100% do it. I can't, so I don't, but I do think that it is one of the best choices that I ever made was to pick up that first book, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And if there is one recommendation that I could give to a younger generation or an older generation or someone who's just looking to take that next step in life would be to pick up some books. I think reading is one of the best things that you could possibly do. Not only is a physical book good for your eyes, not that I have good eyes, but not only is it good for your eyes, um, it's just it's good for the brain. It's good for the soul. It's good for the heart. It's good for everything. And I think that it's if there's one thing that I could recommend to anyone and everyone, it would be to read more. Take care, guys.